Scouts, fellow Scouters, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Troop Committee of Scouts BSA Troop 1557, it is my great pleasure to call this Eagle Court of Honor to order. Will everyone please stand? Color Guard, present the colors.
Attention, Scout salute. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two.
You may be seated. Carrie Kendall of the Troop Committee will now give our invocation.
Please be reverent. Dear gracious God, as we gather today to celebrate Zoe's achievement of Eagle Scout, we give thanks for her family, her fellow Scouts, and her Scout leaders who have shaped her into the leader she has become. Under their guidance, she has learned more about who she is, developed an interest in conserving and protecting the world's resources, and been enthusiastic about helping others. We ask that you continue to direct her life so that her actions and dealings with others make the world a better place in which to work and play. In your name we pray, amen.
Today is a very special day in all our lives. For Zoe, it is special because in just a few moments you will join a very select group that few young people ever achieve. Receiving the Eagle rank is one of the few life events that truly happens only once. It's a very special day for Zoe's family, who has supported her in her Eagle quest and can take pride in her earning this award. It's also a special day for our troop and for First Lutheran Church. Troop 557 and 1557 have a tradition of Eagle Scouts, and we're proud to continue that tradition with the young ladies of Troop 1557. As we conduct this Eagle Court of Honor, and for each of you, it is a special day as you come here to celebrate Zoe's accomplishment. On behalf of the Scouts and leaders of Troop BSA, Troop 1557, I welcome all of you who have come to participate in this Court of Honor. If I could at this time, could I have all the Eagle Scouts in attendance please rise and identify yourselves, please. You may be seated. I'd like to introduce Zoe's family. We have Mom Natalie, grandparents Kathy and David, Tony and Dee Dee, and great aunt Donna. There are few achievements in life that require the vision and fortitude to be completed by a certain age. Achieving the rank of Eagle is one of them. Neither education nor hard work can earn this honor once a person reaches the age of 18. By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Hoosier Trails Council and the Boy Scouts of America, I officially convene this Court of Honor for the sole purpose of awarding the Eagle Scout rank to Zoe Barnsfather. Now we are proud to present our Eagle candidate, who will be guided by her escort to the base of the Eagle Trail.
I speak to you as an Eagle Scout. I have earned my Eagle badge. Now, back to the time when you first became a scout.
The first thing that we learned as new members of our troop was the oath by which scouts do their best to live. Although we easily learned to repeat the words, we soon found that to live by the meaning presented us with a real challenge. To be a good citizen, to do the right thing, not for fear of punishment, but because we felt the obligation to live up to the best within ourselves. To keep our minds and bodies healthy. In all these things, we have tried to do our best. So have you. And this is why you stand here today.
On my honor, I will do my best.
Let us look at the phrase, Scout's honor. When a scout stands before her fellow scouts and pledges, "On my honor, I will do my best," she should not take the words lightly. That phrase should help her focus upon her personal integrity so that her earnest desire to do her best is strengthened and reinforced.
As Tenderfoot Scouts, we said to ourselves, "These are my rules. I believe in them and accept them." You became a scout on the Eagle Trail, taking a bearing on our future and moving toward honor.
To do my duty to God and my country.
In your duty to your country, there's an old Chinese saying that each generation builds a road for the next. The road has been well built for you. It is incumbent upon you to build your road even better for the next generation. We hope you will never be called upon to die for your country, but you will be expected, and America has every right to expect that you will live for it.
By the time you became a second-class scout, you began to develop an increasing awareness of the meaning of this part of the Scout Oath. You began to learn the importance of good citizenship and its privileges, and more importantly, its responsibilities. The time you spent hiking and camping with the troop made you more appreciative of the beautiful world God created for all of us. You began to see that doing your best to live as God and our country expected you to live not only made you a better person, but helped your fellow scouts.
To obey the Scout Law.
Many times since you became a scout, you have repeated the 12 points of the Scout Law. When you were inducted as the newest member of the troop, you found these points impressive. Later, as you advanced in scouting, you probably repeated them at various ceremonies without always giving thought to the implication behind the words. Now, as you relive with us your progress in scouting and in personal maturity, we would like you to hear them again. Please listen as the Eagle Scouts who are with us today repeat the Scout Law. Will all Eagle Scouts please rise and repeat the Scout Law? The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
As a first-class scout, you tried to demonstrate the points of the Scout Law by the way you lived. You gained some understanding of these 12 goals of personal conduct and found that as you moved up the Eagle Trail, living up to these goals became increasingly demanding and rewarding. Just as all scouts are challenged, so were you.
Help other people at all times.
This should remind you of the Scout slogan, "Do a good turn daily." If we do something regularly, it becomes a habit. That is the aim of this part of the Scout Oath. Doing personal good turns and community service is an important part of scouting.
To become a scout, Star Scout and earn the next rank, the Heart Badge of Life, you're required to do community service work. Sometimes you worked under the leadership of an older scout whose immediate goal was Eagle rank, but you also planned and carried out projects of your own. You became increasingly aware of the value of work you were doing and the personal satisfaction to be gained from making that work succeed.
As you served our community and assisted fellow scouts, you also discovered something else. the importance of the example you were setting to those who watched you, who would later be more likely to accept such responsibilities in their turn because of your attitude and actions. As every Eagle Scout before you did his or her best to set the example, so did you.
To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
When a scout makes a pledge to keep herself physically strong, she's not thinking of bulging muscles. She's speaking of physical fitness in its most complete sense. Fitness to be able to enjoy life at the fullest, fitness so that she can fulfill her finest possible role in life with confidence in her own abilities.
The phrase, to keep myself mentally awake, sets a goal of mental health and vitality, initiative, and keenness of mind, an expanding concept that grows as a girl matures. The mentally awake person finds many pathways to growth. She thinks the people who stimulate her are curious, alert, and creative. She uses all the available resources to help her understand the world in which she lives and to which she hopes to contribute her share.
To keep morally straight means to keep clean in mind and body, whether you're alone or in a crowd. Many times you will be alone, and the decision for right or wrong will rest solely with you. It may test your honor and your strength. Such battles may be the most gallant of your life, for in them you will win without praise and lose without blame.
In many ways, you found this part of the Scout Oath to be the most challenging of all. As a life scout in the leadership roles to which you were appointed or elected, you found that more was expected of you than ever before. It was now assumed that as a troop leader, you would accept responsibilities and see them through, and that you should set an example of physical, mental, and moral fitness for your fellow scouts. You did your best to meet that challenge.
Have you done and been all that you could have? Only you can answer that question. But because you stand here tonight, we know that you have tried. On my honor, I will do my best.
You have nearly completed your journey, and there is one final thought we would like to share with you. The word leadership does not appear in the Scout Oath, but it is implied in every phrase. Give thought now to your responsibility as a leader. A leader is a person who is going somewhere, but not alone. She takes others with her as she goes. Where will you lead those who follow you? We challenge you to take pride in what you have learned so that through your leadership, as you move with purpose towards your goals, the principles of the Scout Oath become a living thing to those who follow.
Zoe, join in the spirit with thousands of young men and now young women who have attained the goal you have now achieved. Pledge yourself once again to citizenship and service by repeating the Scout Oath.
Those around you, your scoutmaster, parents, and friends, have watched your character mature, your mind develop, and your leadership abilities expand into a valuable asset. This is a proud moment for you, but remember that the badge you are about to receive is not only yours, but ours. For what you do in the future reflects not only upon yourself, but also upon your fellow Eagle Scouts. You have walked the Eagle Trail with honor, and we welcome you.
Laura, would you please bring Zoe's mom to the Eagle table? I'd like to introduce Zoe's Girl Scout leader, Bethany Starkey, who's going to present her Gold Award.
I come up here in a slightly different uniform than the rest of you. However, I have known Zoe throughout, I think, most of her life. Initially, it was when I helped out at her school when she went at Smith Elementary. I've also known her in my venture crew as part of 557. And I've also known you as one of my Girl Scouts. Zoe grew up in Girl Scouts with me. And she not only achieved what we call the 3 different awards, which is they start with the bronze, which you do as a group. Then they move to silver, which you also do as a group. And then you move to the gold award. And the gold award requirements are very similar to that of what you will be earning today. The gold award requires you to take on a project and to do that project on your own, to collect your resources, and to be able to present that project. Your project was to do a bee garden. The location where you tried to do that bee garden fell through, but somebody came forward and asked you to do your bee garden at the Miller House. Would you like to share a few words about that bee garden, please, of what all you put in it?
So I used all native plants. It's at the Miller House, which is on Washington Street. It also includes a bee hotel, which is kind of thanks to inspiration from Laura from her Eagle Project. And so basically that's upkept by the Miller House and provides pollination help.
It is not only an honor to know you, but my pleasure to present you with your Gold Award certificate, a badge that you can put on your uniform for your Gold Award, as well as the Gold Award pin. Congratulations, Zoe.
I'm going to let Rob speak. I was Zoe's scoutmaster, but this is the guy who did all the work.
I wouldn't say I did any work on this. Obviously, Zoe, you're one of the 3 amigas, right? The 3 Eagle Scouts that we've had so far from 1557, so I've been really proud of that. I was trying to reflect on, what was I going to come up here and talk about today, and who you were, and sort of how I got to know you in Scouts. But I started thinking back, I knew you a lot longer, right? I sort of vaguely remember Spell Bowl in elementary school, I think, with my kids. Probably the thing that hit me the most early on was going to middle school band concert for my kids. And there was probably 5 or 6 pieces were being played. And I swear there was a young lady that played a different instrument on every single one of those pieces. And they were like, oh, that's Zoe. And so it really stood out to me that, you were so diverse in what you were doing. And I think that carried on all the way through your high school and probably everything that you're doing now. I recall you were a top 10 student at Columbus East, and I think the Republic had to print a whole separate edition to cover all of your activities in there. So I just think it speaks volumes, I think, in terms of your academic prowess, your service to the community. You were holding down a part-time job at the same time. Just fantastic stuff. So Zoe, very proud to have you as part of the troop, and I wish you the best of luck, and congratulations on the Eagle Scout.
Let me give you just a little bit of a history. In 2018, the Boy Scouts of America said girls could become scouts. And in February of 2019, we started a troop, a girl troop, Scouts BSA, thanks to North Christian Church at the time, and Kerry Kendall was our chartered organization rep, and he did a lot of running interference for us so that we could be chartered. Zoe joined us that fall, and within 6 months, COVID hits and we're shut down. And right before that happened, North Christian Church said, we can't charter you anymore. So we came looking for another place, another home, and fortunately we were to find First Lutheran Church before the COVID situation really became a problem. And the interesting thing that as scout leaders, I've done this for about 35 years, and the interesting thing we found was we didn't have to meet in person. We managed to do this. Laura was instrumental in helping us do it on Zoom. And the 3 older girls, Laura, Zoe, and Zari, who I hope is watching live stream, she lives in Michigan now, they found all kinds of merit badge counselors, all kinds of things online. And one of the things I remember, Zoe was doing a lot of stuff at home. And like some of them said, well, we weren't in school, so we had a lot of extra time. And every time she would send an email with a rank advancement, with some sort of advancement she needed, she'd send it to Rob and copy me. And the one I remember the best were these 3 pictures of tinder, kindling, and fuel. And she had to use Wood's tools to make those things, and then the explanation of how she did it. And I'm thinking, this is incredible that she managed to get these requirements done without any of us actually doing any hands-on things. Did you use YouTube or what? I don't know. But anyway, we managed to get through that. The next summer, we were able to go back to summer camp, and Zoe was our senior patrol leader for our girls' troop. And about midweek, she ended up being the senior patrol leader for pretty much the boys and the girls, and did a bang-up job with making sure everything got done when it was supposed to be done. And summer camp that year wasn't easy because we were eating in the field. We weren't in the dining hall, so we had a lot of challenges that way. But we managed to muddle our way through, and Zoe's our 3rd Eagle Scout out of that troop, and that's incredible. And my older son spoke at Laura's Eagle ceremony, and one of the things he said was that these 3 girls had somewhere between 2 and 3 years to finish their Eagles. He's an Eagle Scout, and he said, I had 6 years and I took every last second of it. And it's remarkable that they were able to do what they did in the short period of time they had to do it. So I have here your Eagle pin, and I'm going to give this to your mom to pin on your uniform. And while she's doing that, Zoe also gets a bronze palm, which means that she has 5 more than the usual 21 merit badges that she earned. She's earned 27 merit badges, which is pretty good for, less than 3 years of work. And we also have her certificate, suitable for framing. And in her certificate is also your application, so it's got all your cool information in there. And we have a certificate here and a letter from the Sons of the American Revolution, and they present certificates to Eagle Scouts. And we had a young man here at our last Court of Honor in this really cool Revolutionary War uniform, handing these out. So Zoe was still in college, so we saved this for her. So that's part of her her stuff. And then Rob, I think you've got something to present.
Yep, so Zoe, this is a pin for your mom. I'm going to let you pin that on her.
Why don't you guys turn a little bit this way and let Jeff take a cool picture. I've had the distinct pleasure of presenting, I think, about 15 young men with their Eagle badges and 2 other young ladies, so this is the 3rd one. And I've always closed each of these presentations the same way. This isn't an end, but a beginning. And the hard part about receiving this award is not earning it, but living up to it. You'll always be a part of Troop 557-1557, our family here, and we'll always welcome you. Zoe, I never want to hear you say I used to be an Eagle Scout. From today forward, you are and always will be a very special Eagle Scout. Congratulations.
No, it's good. All right, I'm going to try this standing up, so we'll see how this goes. So Zoe, the Eagle Scout Challenge. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. They know that a Scout is trustworthy is the very first point of the Scout Law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to them, but because of the vital significance of the example they set for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on their home, their church, their troop, and their community. May the white of the Eagle Badge remind you always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. A Scout is true to their family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. A Scout's loyalty to their troop and fellow Scouts makes them pitch in and carry their share of the load. All of these help to build the loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle Badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men and women measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but also the determination to stand up for the right. Trusting in God, with faith in their fellow man, they look forward to each day, seeking their share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle Badge remind you always of courage. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful, to remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile. The red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the Second Class Scout Award, which has its ends turned up in a smile. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil up Scouting's trail, just as others help them in their climb to Eagle. The performance of the daily good turn takes on new meaning when a Scout enters a more adult life of continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and the helpless. They aid and comfort the unfortunate and the oppressed. They uphold the rights of others while defending their own. A Scout will always be prepared to put forth their best. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and onward.
Words to say, and then also some pins to give out. So back when I was a kid, the Cub Scouts came to elementary school, and they'd always present, and like, oh, Cub Scouts, it's so fun, you should all join, but actually just the boys. And I was kind of mad about that, but it's okay. And then it gets to 9th grade, and I'm like, and they're saying that girls are going to be in Scouts. And so I thought to myself, well, that'd be cool. I always wanted to do that. And then I was like, well, I don't know how the boys are going to feel about that. So I want to thank Chase Jones, because I texted him because we were friends, and I was like, so do you think that's okay? Like, are they going to be weirded out? And he's like, literally just go. Why are you thinking about this so much? So it's really Chase Jones's fault that I'm here today. But I also have 3 people that I really want to recognize too, with the scout pins. So, okay. The first is Rob Smith. As Miss Virginia said, he's been really integral to the girls' troop, and I really wouldn't be up here today without him helping me and guiding me along the way. When I first joined, I was really nervous, and he really helped me to kind of break out of my shell and get stuff done. The second one is Miss Virginia. Virginia is so strong. She is one of the strongest women I've ever met, and she's one of the main reasons that I really enjoyed joining this troop and really helped guide me to be the leader I am today, and I wouldn't be here without her either. The last one is Bethany Sedgel, I'm so sorry, Starkey. I've known you so long. She's been my Girl Scout leader since almost before I can remember. I think 3rd or 4th grade, we combined our 2 groups together, and so she's the reason I continued through Girl Scouts and really enjoyed my time through there, and then venturing crew, and I had fun with that, and then eventually, we were going to join Scouts, and she was really a leader for that and helped me be who I am today in every way. So I'd like to thank everyone for being here and helping to celebrate my Eagle ceremony, but that's all I have.
Now if I could ask Mr. Kerry Kendall to please stand and give our benediction.
Please be reverent. We now call upon the Great Spirit of all for his blessing on this new Eagle Scout. May she always strive to attain the noblest and highest ideals of life. Be her strength and her guide. Cause her to follow a straight trail and to never be a reason for other scouts to waver from their paths. Protect her for many moons to come. And now may the great master of all scouts be with us until we meet again, and may we follow the trail that leads to him. Amen.
Please join us for a reception following the ceremony in the Fellowship Hall honoring Zoe. Will all Scouts and Scouters please join me, forming a scouting circle and singing Vespers and Taps.